Lesson 173. This belongs to the review phase number 5. This is the second but last. And I actually quite like the review phases of the Course in Miracles because the ideas are very short and it gives you longer time to contemplate what they mean. My name is Judith. You're at the Qigong support for Course in Miracles students. And this is part of my page, which is called Lucid Mind Center, which I've been building on for many, many years, since 2011, I think. 2010, actually. How this works is this. I'm first going to read this very short introduction. We're going to contemplate it together. And at the end, I'm going to guide you to a Qigong class if you would like to internalize it, meditate on what the meaning is, and use some of the Qigong techniques to help you with it. Also, if you like it, subscribe to my channel so more Course in Miracles students can find me. And also at the end, let me know where you're from and how long you've been with the Course in Miracles. Let's begin. Lesson 173. The core idea is God is but love, and therefore so am I. This is a 10-day review period. It means we are going to really contemplate deeply. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And I would love you to tell me in the comments, if you like, what does God actually mean for you? If you would have to replace that word, what would be the words, what would be the ideas that you're replacing them with? I will put in the comments myself as the first comment what the word God for me and the word God or the word love for me actually mean. But it is a very interesting exercise altogether during those 10 days to contemplate what does this word actually mean for me? Because it's not about the word, it's about the meaning you are giving to the word. The reason we are using words is because we have lost the ability to actually communicate with each other without words. So words have become so incredibly important for us, and we have forgotten and lost the meaning often behind the words. And the reason why we're using the words is because we're just trying to transmit the meaning from one person to another. Because we have lost the ability to transmit it without words, even though it is actually possible. When you're living with somebody very closely, just through the body language, you are transmitting meaning. And you can also transmit meaning through pictures. But the words are going more into details. So therefore, contemplate what does the word God actually mean for you. And I would love you to share this with me. Let me know, what does it mean for you? And the first idea we are contemplating today is I will step back and let Him lead the way. And Him with a capital H. This was from lesson 155. I let Him lead the way. So who is He? Who is that Him again? So this is always about the meaning. This whole contemplation is about you contemplating what actually does that mean for me? What does this sentence mean for me? So who is Him? Him could be your higher self. It could be your holy self, your higher consciousness. It could be God. But it could also be the higher consciousness within that other person. So if a person comes and tells you, come and do this with me, and then if you find it within yourself actually saying yes, then you might realize that it's the higher self in the other person who is speaking to you. Let me step back and let Him lead the way. This is where you are consciously realizing that the I, which you are referring to, is not always the holy self. Often it is the ego which is the I. Often it's that particular self which you are associating yourself with. If you're afraid of your body dying, if you're afraid of somebody else's body dying, if you are afraid of what other people may think of you, and if you are different forms of fear appearing in your consciousness, that means you have associated yourself with your ego self. So here it means disassociate yourself from that ego self and follow the true self. And that true self can be the true self within you, it can be the true self in somebody else, or it can be that higher consciousness and the voice for God, or that source energy, that God which you need to find the meaning within yourself. What is this actually? What is this meaning? What does it mean for me? And you can describe it with many words, but the words, again, even the words you're describing all this with are just descriptions. They are just pointers into the direction. They are not the thing itself. So I will step back and let Him lead the way. Whoever, figure out who is God, what is love for me, and who is that Him I am going to let lead the way for me. And then afterwards we are repeating again, God is but love, and therefore so am I. So in the meditation which I've created one standing and one seated. They're both similar, but I definitely suggest you should do both of them. We are contemplating, or we are internalizing the first sentence, God is but love, therefore so am I. And then I am reminding you, prompting you to think of the first idea of the review. You kind of put your book next to it and you read the first idea, and then you contemplate it and also allow that higher self to occupy your awareness of self. It's also something you have to become aware. You have to kind of observe, where is my awareness? Where am I? You want to become aware of that. And then this particular awareness, you want to allow this God energy, this love energy to occupy that space. And then the second idea, which belongs to 156, the idea is, I walk with God in perfect holiness. So again, it is very important to become aware to yourself, what does God, the word God, mean for me, and what does holiness as such mean for me? I walk with God in perfect holiness. So if God for you is the universal intelligence, for me, for example, God is the universe. God is the all-encompassing force, which is everywhere. I'm breathing in God, I'm breathing out God. The blood which is flowing through my veins is for me God. I also call it Qi, or I call it light. The word which is most describing for me what this God is, I would say God equals light equals love. And then you have got sub-words, which may be a Qi or higher consciousness and all those other kind of words. But for me, really it's the light force. It's that ultimate energy which fuels everything in this visible universe, and also in the invisible universe, in the invisible eternal consciousness, if you will. So I think with God in perfect holiness. So I think with love in this perfect universe. Because what does holiness mean? Holiness means that something is holy, it's whole, in this perfect wholeness. So I think with light in this perfect universe. And this is the kind of exercise you want to do with yourself. You want to figure out, what does the word God mean for me? And then replace it into that sentence. And then what does holiness for me, what does it actually mean for me? And then replace that word with it. And then play with it until it becomes more and more clear to you, what does this sentence actually mean? This is a conscious exercise you're doing while you're consciously aware. And then when you are ready with your conclusion, what this actually means for you, then you start the meditation. And as you know, in lesson 153 or 152, this is the last time when the Course was saying to us, for a very long time now, we are suggesting to you that you spend at least 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening on a deep meditative state, contemplating what this means for you. Better would be 10 or 15 minutes, and even better would be half an hour or more. And then it also says there is going to come a time where this half an hour in the morning and the evening is not going to even be enough for you. So what it clearly is stating for us is that it is important for us, for our own happiness and joy, to expand into our awareness. It is important that we begin our day with contemplating, with the connection to this God, whatever that God means for us, and close our day with the consciousness of that God, which whatever that means for us, with that light and holiness. So once you have been able to say, okay, God means that for me and holiness means that for me, then go into the meditation. And those classes which I have prepared, they are about 15, 16 or 17 minutes each. So then try it with that and see if that is working for you. It's not, I'm not saying that this is the only way. This is just my little grain of sand helping, if you will, try if it works for you. Okay? So, I walk with God in perfect holiness. That is the second idea, and then you wrap it again into the idea, God is but love, and therefore so am I. I suggest this Qigong class. This is a standing Qigong class. Here you have got a seated Qigong class, which is designed for this particular review period. And here you have got the whole list of Qigong classes, which you can use instead of those two, if you prefer. Have a wonderful day. Love, light, and Qi to you.